Namaskar. Hello friends. We are looking at a very important spiritual concept, namely Vairagya, that is detachment or dispassion. This life, human life, is a story, and the end to that story plot is necessary. When we are born, we hardly have any mind. As we grow up, our mind grows and gets shaped by all the inputs from our surroundings. We are given a story plot for our life by our parents, friends, teachers, neighbors, relatives, media, leaders, etc. That story plot is drilled into us day in, day out. Added to that is our dependence on our parents for a good number of initial years of our life due to the relative slow growth and maturing process of our bodies and mind. The social, family and economic system prevailing also makes the situation what it is. Most of us therefore have no option but to develop the story plot imposed on us. So we fall in line. We go through school, college, acquire qualifications, get a job, marry, produce kids, have fun, and also suffer, etc. Everybody does broadly the same thing, except for some variations in the scale and details. I am prepared to accept our helplessness in the above described position. But the questions I want to pose are addressed to those of us who are close to retirement. Can we put the end to this imposed story? Don't you think you have had enough? Don't you think you should develop a new story plot completely according to your own inner voice and the inner voice, which is the divine voice? Is there any point in getting involved in the same old worn out story plot being woven now by your children and your grandchildren? Your sincere answers to these questions will determine if you have some seeding of Vairagya bhav, that is detached attitude, in you, and will determine your progress on the spiritual path. Spiritual concepts converge on detachment. Detachment is basically detachment from or disinterest in this creation based on duality. It is the cornerstone, the bedrock of spirituality. Without a durable attitude of detachment, a seeker's progress on the spiritual path cannot sustain. As such, detachment is where all the other major principles of spirituality converge. I will explain this. First, the Advaita or non-duality principle says that this creation with all the duality is an utter illusion, and that there is only a singular principle, viz. Brahman, that appears to manifest as this creation. What it means is that although so long as one is living in this world with the physical body, one may perceive so much duality, one should not take it seriously. One should look at everything in life as if it is a transitory white cloud appearing in the October sky for a short while and then disappearing. Did the cloud make any difference to anything? No. Similarly, why should anything that seems to be happening make any difference to the core of my being, which is only a dispassionate observer? This is nothing but detachment. Second, Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. This famous verse from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, which appears in chapter 2, and it is the 47th verse, it exhorts us to focus only on action and not on the fruit thereof. It essentially means that whatever may be the outcome of our action, it should not matter. In other words, whether our action is successful, that is, it results in an expected outcome, or it is unsuccessful, that is, it does not bring about the expected outcome, it should not matter to us. This is nothing but a detachment. Thirdly, live in the present moment. This principle tells us that we should focus on the present moment and not let our mind wander into either past or future. This also essentially conveys that whatever good or bad that may have happened in the past does not matter. Also, whatever happens in future is of no consequence. This is nothing but detachment. Be equanimous. This is the fourth point. We are told to take all the pairs of opposites with an even mind. That is, we should not feel happy with something that agreed with our body or ego, nor should we feel unhappy with something that didn't agree with our body or ego. This is nothing but detachment. Fifthly, be non-judgmental. This principle tells us to avoid labeling anything as good, bad, desirable, undesirable, etc. It also means that we should not seek to get anything nor to avoid anything, because nothing is good or bad. So there is no question or need for preferences or likes and dislikes. It means everything happening in life simply is. It isn't good or bad, desirable or undesirable, but it simply is. The soul that resides in our body has come into this world to enjoy the magnificent duality of this creation, and it is only watching the movie of life. Just as whatever is happening on the movie screen does not really affect us, whatever happens in life also does not affect our soul. This is nothing but detachment. Lastly, give up doership. This principle says that we are not the doer of any of our actions. We normally think that if I do something, I can expect a certain outcome of my action. If we can sincerely believe that I am not the doer of my action, and that Prakriti or the nature that is appearing in the form of gunas that compose me, then it will naturally mean that I cannot expect a fruit of that action for myself. This is nothing but detachment. Thus, detachment is an attitude and not a particular way of living. So, detachment need not mean following a code of conduct that severely restricts what we should do and what we should not. It need not mean leaving home and family and residing in a forest. But what it simply means is an awareness of who we really are, which is we are the soul and not the body. That naturally leads to a detachment at our mental level from the perceptible physical creation with all its opposites. I will stop here today. We'll meet you next time. Till then, bye.